Tonight, it's the movies with the biggest surprise endings of all time. From psychological thrillers...
Hey, you look at me when I'm talking to you.
Whoa, what's going on here?
You have to see this movie.
to outrageous comedy.
Are you kidding me or what?
How much fun was that?
What would you do?
We've got twists you'll never see coming.
He was dead the whole time.
Who do you think I am?
Keanu's father.
And endings you'll never forget.
You're not real! I want to see a paternity test, pal.
Good evening, and welcome to 20-1 Hollywood Twists. Tonight we're off to the cinema to celebrate the movies that shocked and delighted us with their surprise endings. Now, I should warn you, we'll be revealing the twists in these movies. But you may already know them because they are some of the biggest movies of all time. The real surprise tonight is which movie shocked us the most. Okay, let's start tonight's countdown with a movie that revealed a great twist and a great new acting talent.
I blacked out. I can't remember nothing.
Kicking off tonight's countdown at number 20, in a twisted Golden Globe performance, Edward Norton evokes Primal Fear.
That was an incredible film, and the twist at the end.
It's so fabulous.
About a man who's charged with a murder and convinces everybody that he didn't do it, including his lawyer.
Richard Gere is the sympathetic lawyer determined to defend his client, who's afflicted with multiple personality disorder. The dominant side appears pure and simple.
I speak, you do not speak. Your job is just to sit there and look innocent.
Well, I am innocent.
That's it. That's exactly how I want you to look.
1 minute he was a stuttering altar boy, and the next minute he was a calculated killer.
Further questions, Your Honor.
Where the hell do you think you're going?
Excuse me?
Hey, you look at me when I'm talking to you, you bitch.
Aaron's claim that he blacks out when his evil personality takes over clears him of premeditated murder.
Mr. Vale,
Yeah.
tell Miss Venable I'm sorry. Tell her I hope her neck is okay.
What? Are you serious?
You told me you don't remember. You black out. So how do you know about her neck?
He was pretending to be insane the whole time.
That's one of the best twists ever.
To tell you the truth, I'm glad you figured it. Because I have been dying to tell you.
I hope that hasn't spoiled it for anyone who hasn't seen it. That might not be it, but it is.
Wake up. Time to die.
Pushing Primal Fear aside, it's Ridley Scott's 1982 sci-fi classic, Blade Runner. Set in a futuristic world of 2019, humans hunt robots called replicants. Or is it replicants hunting replicants?
Blade Runner is one of the all-time best science fiction films.
Blade Runner, phew, what a movie, what a movie.
It's a great film. It's a truly great film.
It's a bit hide and seek, but with a deadly edge.
Harrison Ford lives the dark life of a professional assassin hunting renegade replicants who've been implanted with human memories and dreams.
Replicants are like any other machine. They're either a benefit or a hazard. If they're a benefit, it's not my problem.
Way ahead of its time, and Harrison Ford, man, he was looking pretty good.
We're still talking about the great twist, because the great twist is the Harrison Ford character, Deckard. Is he human, or is he a robot?
He wasn't. Was he?
After years of debate, a director's cut in 1992 included a dream sequence that subtly suggested that Decker's dreams were implanted.
Who knew that unicorns would be the key?
Not only did it have a twist ending, but it had a twist ending that needed a director's cut to tell us whether the twist ending was a twist ending.
I think you have to think a little too hard in this movie to enjoy it, to really enjoy it. Unless you're a full sci-fi geek and then you go nuts.
He took all my money. What kind of a man would do something like that.
A couple of dirty, rotten scoundrels like Michael Caine and Steve Martin, that's who, in Frank Oz's comedy with a twist.
Super duper. How much fun was that?
It's tacky and cheesy and funny, but clever.
The Stooges getting stooged. Perfect story.
Putting on the Ritz.
And the laughs begin along the French Riviera when two territorial con artists cross paths.
Oh, charming, smart, erudite criminals.
They look for rich women to basically steal money from, and then these women end up just putting money in their bank accounts.
But she's been quite ill lately, and the hospital bills have been adding up.
Waiter, give this man whatever he wants.
Oh, I can't let you buy me a meal.
Nonsense.
I'll have a double turkey sandwich on white, a side order of fries, one of those large knockwares, 3 bags of potato chips, a chocolate milk, and 2 beers.
But with only room in town for one con man, they have a wager on who is better.
We find a woman, set a price, and the first man to extract the correct amount from her wins.
If I lose, I'll leave. If I win, you leave.
They were dirty, rotten scoundrels. You really wanted to see them fail.
But what a lovely twist.
Miss Colgate, who they're trying to actually get money out of, ends up robbing them both of $50,000.
Last year I made $3 million, but your $50,000 was the most fun.
For them to be the ones that were jinxed at the end, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Never before have dirty, rotten scoundrels been so adorable. But even they couldn't con their way past this next movie, which features one of the greatest actors of his generation, portraying one of the greatest geniuses of the century. At number 17, Russell Crowe plays John Nash, a man whose beautiful mind leads him to a twist no one expected.
Massive twist. Loved it.
Another twist that caught me by surprise.
Russell Crowe has to be one of the world's best actors.
Essentially, we're talking about fluid exchange, right? So can we just go straight to the sex?
Based on a true story, Russell plays a socially inept mathematician who strives for intellectual glory.
He played a tortured genius mind so well.
He's so intense. The only people that he connects with are his flatmate.
John Nash. Charles Herman. Pleased to meet you.
And also Jennifer Connelly, who he eventually marries.
And then when it got to that bit where he was working for the FBI, I was like, this is interesting.
You are the best natural code breaker I have ever seen.
But then, yeah, the end was so strange.
It isn't real. It's in your mind.
Where is my mind?
John!
All those people that he thought were his friends didn't really exist. I didn't see that coming.
With Alicia. Why? Charles is watching. With Alicia.
I understand.
She never gets old. Marcy can't be real. She never gets old.
There's that beautiful scene where she puts her hand on his heart and says, you know, this is real.
This is real.
This is what's happening in life. Everything else is in your mind.
That battle in his mind would have been absolutely epic.
You are not real! You are not real! You're still talking to me, soldier!
It'd be a pretty difficult thing for Russell Crowe. You know, am I a gladiator who owns the South Sydney Football Club? Did I throw a phone at a receptionist's head?
The twists are even more beautiful after the break.
I'm the one in the picture, son.
What's going on here?
You don't know what's going on.
And you can't figure any of it out.
And then you kind of think back and you go, but hang on, how does it...
Please explain.
I don't really understand it myself.
That just, really got me.
Sided us. At number 16, it's a supernatural shocker that starts off odd and just gets stranger. In her Golden Globe performance, Nicole Kidman is living in a house haunted by others. But who exactly are the others?
Look at the when I think about the others, I get goosebumps. When you talk about films with a twist, it's basically just twisted.
No, I thought the twist was good. It was just the appalling accent that really offended me.
What's the matter? Has the cat got your tongue?
Nicole Kidman is so good in this. She plays a nervy,
austere, slightly distant mother, and you can't figure any of it out until the end.
Nicole Kidman was so icily intense in this movie. She was just perfect for this thriller.
Absolutely convincing.
Crazy.
No door must be opened without the previous one being closed first.
Frantically closing curtains and locking doors, Kidman controls the house, but loses grip when she realises there are ghosts around.
Mum, stay calm, please. I will not stay calm. There is someone here.
When she goes into a room and it looks like there's a child sitting in the corner of the room, she comes around the front of Nicole's face.
What's the matter? What have you done with my daughter? I am your daughter.
It really touched on that horror genre without being in-your-face, gaudy, silly. It hit the note so perfectly.
Kidman discovers her house staff are dead and assumes they are the others.
Clever moviegoers will already have worked out that everybody's dead.
We're not dead! We're not dead! We're not!
The terrible twist for Nicole is that before she died and the kids died, she went nuts and killed them.
I killed my children.
That was a movie that really surprised me.
I never spot the twists. I'm like the perfect moviegoer because I sit there going, whoa, where did that come from?
Vanity. Definitely my favorite sin.
The devil inside, the devil inside.
And The Devil's Advocate contains one of our favourite twists in a slick horror movie that cleverly plays on lawyers being demons.
The Devil's Advocate, I just loved it. You've got Keanu Reeves, Al Pacino, Charlize Theron. What a cast. And it just gets so dark.
I think Keanu Reeves was a little bit out of his depth in this movie. He was a little bit too wooden and he really, really needed a bus.
Keanu's a hotshot small-town lawyer with the luck of the devil. Kevin Lomax, headhunted by the sleek John Milton, outrageously brought to life by Al Pacino.
You know what I see? I see the future of this law firm.
It took a couple of watches to really get your mind around the whole situation.
It's full of a whole heap of gradual, smaller twists along the way that just really keep you interested what's going to happen next.
There's devilry at work as Lomax's life spirals out of control and his wife goes mad. And Milton's the cause.
I think Al Pacino's got that sort of devilish, evil, but charming characteristics.
Who are you? I have so many names.
See, call me Daddy.
He is the devil. Not only the devil, but he's Keanu Reeves' father.
There's something about him you really like, even though you know he's so dangerous.
That just, really got me. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
At number 14, Bruce Willis plays David Dunn. Never been sick or injured, he walks away as the sole survivor of an horrific train crash, and Dunn starts to realise he's unbreakable.
Let's twist again like we did in the last film. I left the cinema just thinking, wow, I have no idea what that was about.
It's complex, but Dunn, a man of steel, meets Mr. Glass, whose fragile bones break like, well, glass. And he's convinced Dunn has special powers.
If there's someone like me in the world, and I'm at one end of the spectrum, couldn't there be someone else opposite of me at the other end?
I loved the whole superhero idea and that he had to discover he was a superhero.
But Mr. Glass, who Dunn believes to be a helpful friend, turns out to be his arch nemesis.
It takes a while to get there, but absolutely worth it when you find out what the plot twist is.
Killed all those people. So many sacrifices just to find you.
Samuel L. Jackson is a supervillain.
Mr. Glass has orchestrated mass accidents that have killed hundreds and hundreds of people just so he can find Mr. Unbreakable.
I loved it. We should all just watch it again, just for old time's sake.
Do you know what would be a real surprise? If that was the only M. Night Shyamalan movie in tonight's countdown. But holding it out of unlucky 13th place is a man who's having a really bad birthday.
I am extremely fragile right now.
Playing a millionaire with a midlife crisis, Michael Douglas takes us on a psychological thrill ride where life is just a game.
I loved the game.
Oh my goodness, this was a twist and a half.
You don't know what's going on through the whole film.
Despite having it all, businessman Nicholas Van Orton feels dead inside until his brother Conrad gives him a present, a live-action game that tears his perfect life apart.
A game specifically tailored for each participant. Except if you don't go to it, it comes to you.
The best thing about that movie, the whole way through it, you're actually sitting there questioning, going, is it the game or is his life just absolutely turned to crap?
It's such a complete mind screw.
Oh, no, you've got to be kidding. Oh, it's a company. They plan elaborate pranks, things like this. I don't really understand it myself.
Sucked into a world of paranoia, Nick trusts no one. When he's drugged and left for dead, he's convinced the game is a devious scam to rob him of his fortune.
What would you do? For me, it got too far-fetched.
The game was so extreme that it pushed him to the edge.
When at the end, it all comes together and makes sense.
Ladies and gentlemen, my brother Nicholas Van Orton.
Definitely watch the game so no one pulls one of those over you.
The twists get weirder and wilder ahead in 20 to 1.
He is an innocent man unjustly accused.
It's a cover-up.
No, this cannot be happening.
Why isn't it possible?
The tea and the typewriter.
He's so handsome, who cares if he's psycho, really?
Start of the countdown, here's a quick peek at what you missed. At number 20, 2 killers for the price of 1. At 19, the future is twisted.
Time to die.
At number 18, they're dirty and rotten, but very funny. At 17, a beautiful mind goes astray. Number 16 is caught between heaven and hell. At 15, dealing with the devil. At 14, Bruce Willis is unbreakable. At number 13, who wins the game? And if all of those movies shocked you, then it's no shock that Alfred Hitchcock would find himself in tonight's countdown. Everyone's bait for creepy Norman Bates and his psycho mother at number 12.
And it's much more than just...
Psycho is such a classic.
It's a template for the movie that ends with the twist.
The intrigue begins when Marion Crane checks into the Bates Motel, run by Norman and Mother.
We're led to believe that there is this rather boyish, rather charming young man called Norman who is under the thumb of this harridan of a mother who occupies the house on the hill.
A boy's best friend is his mother.
And Mother knows best when it comes to hospitality, as she kills Marion in cinema's most iconic murder scene.
Hitchcock loved to keep the audience guessing.
Mother! Oh, God! Mother!
What's going on here?
The penultimate twist is when Lila comes searching for Marion, goes into the house, down into the basement.
Mrs. Bates.
Mama said there'll be days like this.
The twist is, of course, it's Norman. Norman's the mother.
Norman Bates.
Everything worked in that movie, I reckon. He really got it right there, old Hitchy.
You like Huey Lewis and the News?
Christian Bale slayed audiences as a real American psycho. Suave serial killer Patrick Bateman.
American Psycho is a classic twist movie.
It's so frightening. It's
quite scary.
I don't think I can control myself.
By day, Bateman's a yuppie banker, but by night, he's a cold-blooded, unstoppable thrill killer.
Psycho killer.
Christian Bale absolutely nailed this character.
Christian Bale is sex on a stick.
How could someone be that psychotic, but on the surface,
completely socially normal. We have to provide food and shelter for the homeless and oppose racial discrimination and promote equal rights for women.
He attacked with a chainsaw and an axe and knives.
I've got another confession to make.
Fearing exposure, Bateman's forced to confess all on his lawyer's answering machine.
I killed Paul Allen with an axe in the face.
It fulfills the fantasy of all those people who've ever thought, I could kill someone right now.
And that's all it ever was, an elaborate fantasy.
Why isn't it possible?
Because I had dinner with Paul Allen twice in London, just 10 days ago.
To think that you find out it's all in his mind is the best twist. But he's so handsome, who cares if he's psycho, really?
He is an innocent man unjustly accused.
At number 10, it's a twist with a jagged edge. Glenn Close is Jeff Bridges' defense lawyer in this 1985 courtroom thriller.
It's proof that they really don't make thrillers like they used to in the 80s. More twists than a twisty.
It's a good story that keeps you thinking until the end.
The suspense begins with Close's Teddy Barnes, hired to defend Jack Forrester against the charge of murdering his wife.
Her husband appears to be distraught, but very quickly becomes the prime suspect.
I'll take the case on one condition. If you lie to me, if I think you're guilty, I'm going to drop out.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I thought it was exciting that Glenn Close was one under pressure this time, rather than being the old bunny boiler.
But anonymous letters from the killer help her clear Forrester's name.
That's right, the T in the typewriter.
Got another letter from the 1942 Corona.
A weak prosecution sets Jack free.
Not guilty.
You got me, come on, you can catch me.
And then Jack goes after Barnes in a nice way.
They wind up in bed together and she gets up to change the sheets in the morning and finds the typewriter and then realises that Jack is the killer.
Would have never happened if Jeff Bridges used Microsoft Word.
The twists get even edgier when we come back.
I was surprised when I first saw it, but the second time I saw it coming.
I'm smarter than you. Are we allowed to give it away, by the way, the ending?
I can't talk about this.
If you haven't seen it, I just blew it for you.
I still don't get it.
With its ending, it's also shocking to realise that Kevin Costner used to make great movies.
Brian, what should I do? I haven't been this confused since the end of No Way Out.
At number 9, there's No Way Out for Kevin Costner, caught in a love triangle and murder investigation, with Gene Hackman as the US Secretary of Defense.
No Way Out's a very slick, polished thriller.
I like this movie. I liked it a lot.
Probably the best we've ever seen Kevin Costner look is in this white, naval, crisp uniform.
Working at the Pentagon at the height of the Cold War, Costner and Hackman unknowingly fall for the same woman.
All I can remember about No Way Out is Kevin Costner and Sean Young having sex in the back of a car. Was there a twist? They just had sex in the back of a car.
Tell me who it is.
It's not a pig like you!
In a jealous rage, Hackman kills her. Panicking, he puts Costner in charge of discovering her other lover, but Hackman covers up his real purpose by claiming it's a hunt for a Russian spy, codenamed Yuri.
There's a scene in this where they're trying to run some evidence through a big old computer, and everyone's nervous. What's it going to show? But the computer's so old. It takes about a week for the evidence to come out.
I'm the one in the picture, Sam. Susan Atwell was the woman I've been seeing. I had nothing to do with her death. It's a cover-up.
And you never know till right at the end the twist of Rooney.
Мы думали, что мы тебя никогда больше не увидим. Я тоже так думал.
Yuri is in fact Kevin Costner, whom we've sympathised with throughout the film.
If you haven't seen it, I just blew it for you, but it's still a great, great movie.
Soylent Green.
the miracle food of high-energy plankton.
At number 8, it's Charlton Heston investigating a twisted assassination in 1973's grim sci-fi prediction of the year 2022.
Soylent Green is such a fantastic film.
Yuck! It really is quite a creepy and chilling film.
New York's population is 40 million. Living is tough, and rations are controlled by the Soylent Corporation.
The world was overly populated, food had run out, and people were living on biscuits.
All there is to eat is Soylent Green.
Well, in my day, you could buy meat anywhere. Eggs they had.
It all seems a fairly bleak old world with, like most films from that era, Charlton Heston.
Detective Thorne, played of course by Charlton Heston, is assigned to a murder, and the victim is somebody who's been working for Soylent Corporation.
Something stinks here.
A member of the board of directors of the Soylent Corporation was torn apart with a meat hook. You can't sweep that carcass under the rug.
No, it's sent off to the Soylent Corporation instead. And when Heston discovers what they do with it, his life is in danger.
Are we allowed to give it away, by the way, the ending? Excellent.
They're making our food out of people. Next thing, they'll be breeding us like cattle.
Soylent Green is people.
Oh, that's so disgusting. I really hope that's not the way of the future.
Soylent Green is people!
Is our future really going to be like that? I hope it's more like this.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
At number 7, in a galaxy far, far away, one of Hollywood's most evil creations delivered a twist so shocking, it took our breath away.
That was mammoth, you know, that was amazing.
It's amazing how much emotion they put into a black mask, wasn't it?
Earthlings have loved this second Star Wars film and its powerful twist since its release in 1980.
It's very clever when you think about it, because the middle film is always the one where it's kind of like, oh, whatever, just get me to the third film. But he has this incredible twist in the second film, which really ramps up anticipation for the third film.
What about when he chops his hand off?
No one saw that one coming. All great twists in movies need to have a good setup so that not too much is given away, but when the twist happens at the end, you don't feel robbed.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me you killed him.
No. I am your father.
Darth Vader's kind of like the most interesting character in the whole thing. So for his son to be this goody two-shoes who's trying to replenish the universe with goodness, I guess on a philosophical level that might be interesting.
I mean, who would want Darth Vader as a dad anyway?
Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
It's not that bad. What do you got? You're the dark side. I hear they've got a health plan. It includes dental as well. And he would get to wear a great helmet. I mean, what's to lose?
After the break, the twists and shocks are really out of this world.
Welcome to Fight Club.
You have to see this movie.
Why me? Even chimps have standards.
Just chilling and stunning, and that's what a good twist is all about.
To 1, as we celebrate our favourite Hollywood movies with a twist. OK, reaching a very lofty position in the countdown is a movie that I really can't talk about. With twisted levels of testosterone, Edward Norton fights for his right to revisit our list in a cult classic.
Welcome to Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
I can't talk about this.
I can't talk about Fight Club.
The one rule of Fight Club is that you don't admit that Meatloaf was in it.
Norton's life is pathetically bland until he meets Brad Pitt as Tyler Durden. Together, they're inspired to create a bizarre underground existence.
This was mine and Tyler's gift to the world.
We've all been raised on television to believe that one day we'd all be millionaires and movie gods and rock stars. But we won't. We're very, very pissed off.
Yeah.
This movie, right to the end, made you think.
The scenes of the Fight Club were just incredible.
No shirt on, body buffed. That was my Brad Pitt moment.
Unbelievable movie. I love this movie.
But when the club goes too far, Norton tries to revolt against Pitt, but learns he's his own worst enemy.
Who do you think I am?
You're Mr. Durden.
He turns out to be the same person. Tyler Durden doesn't exist. Edward Norton has split personality disorder.
Wow. Did not see that coming. And then you kind of think back and you go, but hang on, how did... Right, yeah.
The biggest twist for me was that Meatloaf had man boobies, but probably that wasn't a twist at all. We all saw that coming.
Raymond Shaw is the kindest, bravest, warmest, most wonderful human being I've ever known.
At number 5, it's Frank Sinatra, Lawrence Harvey, and Angela Lansbury's Golden Globe performance in the 1962 Hollywood twist classic, The Manchurian Candidate.
One of the great political thrillers of the Cold War.
It's well worth a watch, and it stands up now.
I mean, that was such a fantastic film. You know, we're talking Frank Sinatra.
Captured in the Korean War, Sinatra as Captain Marco and Harvey as Sergeant Shaw are brainwashed in As Captain Marco's nightmares become stronger, he doubts Shaw's heroism. And when the brainwashing wears off, you just won't believe who the bad guy really is.
It's time for my American operator to give me the plan. Yes, I understand, Mother.
When the twist comes, it smacks you.
You are to shoot the presidential nominee through the head.
Angela Lansbury plays a communist mole.
I was surprised when I first saw it, but the second time I saw it coming.
I don't think they needed to do a remake of that.
The remake was horrible.
But I want you to know, Raymond, I did this for you.
Give it a break. Go and get the old black and white 1962 Manchurian Candidate. Fabulous.
You think you can catch Kaiser Soze? My guess is you'll never hear from him again.
Bad thing. Just missing the top 3 in tonight's lineup, it's Oscar winner Kevin Spacey and The Usual Suspects.
I love The Usual Suspects.
Oh, this is one of my favourite movies.
All this movie did for me was prompt a massive, please explain.
Well, Sammy, after an unusual bunch of criminals take on a job that goes horribly wrong, Verbal, stricken with cerebral palsy, is browbeaten into telling all.
I'm smarter than you. And I'm going to find out what I want to know. And I'm going to get it from you whether you like it or not.
There was a lawyer, Kobayashi.
We're taken on this amazing ride through this complicated plot where there are ships blowing up and drugs and crooks, but it all seems to focus on this mysterious character, Kaiser Soze.
Oh, Kaiser Soze.
The only thing that scares me is Kaiser Soze.
Kaiser Soze, a feared, faceless criminal mastermind, and his right-hand man, Kobayashi, set the crooks up to meet their peril. But one survived.
Why me? Why not Fester or McManus or Hockney? Why me? I'm stupid. I'm a cripple. Why me?
Because you're a cripple, Verbal. Because you're stupid. Because you're weaker than them.
The final scene is one of the great twist moments in cinema.
When he's reading the bottom of the cup and he sees all these clues and realizes...
Spacey is Kaiser Soze. He's got away with everything.
It's not done with words, it's done with him literally changing his body language.
I can't feel my legs.
So he's a character, playing a character, playing a character.
It is so brilliantly contrived.
I still don't get it.
And like that, he's gone.
If The Usual Suspect shocked you, you might be surprised that it didn't make tonight's top 3. Find out what did after the break. 20 to 1 as we reach the 3 most surprising and most famous Hollywood twists. And taking a well-deserved 3rd place tonight is a sci-fi flick with a twist that made monkeys of the audience.
Somewhere in the universe there has to be something better than man.
Charlton Heston and his crack team of astronauts believe they've landed on a new planet in the year 3978. But they soon find out it's all just monkey business.
Planet of the Apes is one of the most entertaining movies of all time because it's just so clever.
They have all of these talking apes and humans are captives, and you spend the whole film, if you don't know what's going on, thinking, what's going on here?
Fun movie on one level, really interesting concept on another.
If I could talk to the animals.
Captured in a backwoods world where apes rule and humans are speechless animals, Heston's not monkeying around as he relentlessly tries to escape.
Take your sticking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
The thing that I enjoyed most about it was sort of the wit that was put in there, going from the way that we treat animals and then looking at how they were treating us in the film.
You know what they say, human see, human do.
But then they did that remake of Planet of the Apes.
The Mark Wahlberg one I watched a bit and I just thought, it's just crap to me. Oh, like, why did we remake a crap movie?
I'll pretend that never happened.
This whole thing is insane! What have I done?
Charlton Heston is just one of the most charismatic men on the screen ever.
I love that bit where he goes to kiss the female chimp and she says, please, you're so ugly.
You're so damned ugly.
Even chimps have standards.
And wanting Heston out of their fur, they set him free in search of a new life on a strange planet.
There are many, many great moments through the original Planet of the Apes films, but that ending's a killer.
Oh my God. I'm home.
It's Earth.
Such an incredible twist.
Damn you all to hell!
Damn you all to hell!
You're something else still, you know that?
Must be something in the genes.
Must be.
Few movies bulge with surprise as tonight's number 2, The Crying Game.
Crying Game. Oh, this was a bit of a shock, this one.
I thought that was such a great story, such a great film. A very edgy kind of movie. It was, very dark.
After IRA member Fergus participates in the death of a kidnapped victim, he tracks down the dead man's girlfriend, who is more than meets the eye.
Remember when this film came out and it was the worst crime you could possibly commit was to tell everyone the ending?
You have to see this movie, but I can't tell you why.
Here goes anyway. Fergus falls for Dill's charms, and before they know it...
Suddenly, this woman and he start to get a little intimate. Drop the clothes and... The woman has a package. He's a guy.
It's not what you want to see, is you, really?
Incredible shock. Didn't see that coming at all.
Thick neck, Adam's apple, and a deep voice.
You can't help who you fall for.
That is amazing, that twist.
I don't know about you, but I needed therapy after seeing The Crying Game. But that incredible movie was kept out of the top spot tonight by a twist that was so well disguised, you needed more than 5 senses to predict it.
You think I'm a freak?
Director M. Night Shyamalan brings Bruce Willis back in tonight's countdown at number 1. And while he may be a gifted child psychologist, he's not the one with the 6th sense.
I see dead people. I see dead people.
That freaked me out.
I see dead people.
Walking around like regular people.
How often do you see them?
All the time.
Haley Joel Osment did such an extraordinary job of playing that little boy Cole.
He had this presence about him that was almost quite haunting.
You ever feel the prickly things on the back of your neck?
Yes.
He is chilling and stunning and so moving all at the same time.
Disturbed by the case, Dr. Crow doesn't really believe in the afterlife, but he's determined to help the boy face his fears.
They just want help, even the scary ones. And I think I might know a way to make them go away.
How?
Listen to them.
When I watched that movie, I walked out of the cinema absolutely gobsmacked just because of that twist at the end.
And you're not looking for the twist the whole way through, so when it comes, you actually are shocked.
I see people. They don't know they're dead.
The ultimate plot twist. He was dead the whole time.
Had no idea, and if anyone tells you they saw it coming, they're lying.
They actually go back and explain it to you. No one spoke to him other than throughout the entire movie, and you didn't even realise.
And then you think, that makes so much sense. That's what a good twist is all about.
It was terrific screenwriting, amazing acting, the directing was phenomenal. It just had everything.
You know what else shocked me? How good Bruce Willis's hairpiece was. Know what I mean? Well, I hope you were shocked and delighted by Hollywood's greatest twists. Join us again next time for another 20 to 1. Until then, from my hairpiece and I, good night.